Celebrated every time he's come home from prison. But they can't support him to get him where I'm at.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about Charleston White, the self-admitted snitch. And he loves telling on people. So we're going to go over what he's in prison for right now, and we're going to break it down for you guys. There's a lot of craziness flying around. This guy's got some controversial things going on. Glitched, how you doing? Shout out to you, man. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. So Charleston White, he was recently in the news because of a fight that happened at his comedy show, which was all staged. If people don't know, that whole fight where he threw the microphone and the guy was talking shit, that whole fight was staged. There's a video of them setting it up before it even happened. So get that out of the way. That's some straight fraudulent activity. But so this guy, and go subscribe to Real Street Stars, I think it is. There's a link in the description of this video. That's where I got this video from. And we're going to go over it. So without any further ado, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you don't like these videos, too bad. Start your own podcast. Let's get into it.
Every time he's come home from prison. But they can't support him to get him where I'm at.
Which is in prison. So he's in jail right now for assault with a deadly weapon and animal cruelty. But we're going to get into that.
You see what I'm saying? He's been to prison 4 times, and he's had 4 welcome home parties. He's abandoned his children on 4 different occasions. His wife left him. His mother died. So all of these elements have gone along with him while in prison for people to come celebrate him. And then for him to get on here and say, I ain't never been nobody. Homie, while you was gone in prison, I was a PTA dad.
Real life. What is he now? He ain't no PTA dad. He said his kids, will never know what it's like to not have their dad. Guess what? They're going to know now. So Real Life Street Stars, go subscribe to them. They're going to know what it's like not to have a daddy now because of your stupidity.
Yeah. I had said I wasn't coming back on here no more. Yeah. Because of the Twisted Black shit. Twisted Black don't know me. He's never met me a day before in life. So for him to be interviewed on his podcast and the title reads as if he know me, this man he ain't never met me. Twisted Black was in prison the entire 12 years. I was in the community working, so he knows nothing about me. He's a guy who I watched in the city, who I see as one of the biggest losers in the city because he's celebrated every time he's come home from prison. But they can't support him to get him where I'm at. You see what I'm saying? Nigga, he's been to prison 4 times, and he's had 4 welcome home parties. He's abandoned his children on 4 different occasions. His wife left him. His mother died. So all of these elements have gone along with him while in prison.
And now you're in prison. So if you guys don't know, he's in jail right now. And we're going to go over that case. So Charleston White. Charleston White was arrested on animal cruelty and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charges. Charleston White was arrested in Texas on charges of animal cruelty and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, according to the sheriff's office. The arrest was made on Monday, and White was hit with 1 count of animal cruelty, 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. White's total bond is set at $31,000. He is still in custody at Lon Evans Correctional Center at the time of this announcement. White's arrest is just a small part of his lengthy criminal history, which dates back to the 90s. According to reports, the FBI launched an investigation into White after he was reportedly charged with kidnapping an Asian woman. The blog stated the video surfaced online showing White being escorted by police, but was later released from custody. White then went on Instagram Live to discuss the issue and revealed that he was at his mother's house when the FBI approached him. And they said that I got Asian girls. Now, this is what the FBI said. They said I got Asian girls held hostage with Glocks, switches, and bombs. What they did was they was watching my live, because they watch my lives all the time. Now, this is him talking. So I don't want you to think this is me talking. This is him talking. I'm quoting what he said. And they said I got Asian girls. Now, this is what the FBI said they said. They said I got Asian girls held hostage with Glocks, switches, and bombs. What they said was they was watching my live, because they watch my live all the time. Despite legal issues, White has also helped his community through helping youth excel in the youth programs. White founded the organization in 2012 to help youth adults involved in gang life turn their lives around. Charleston White has been arrested tons of times, and it looks like he's just getting back into the swing of things. $31,000 for bail. That's not even a lot, man. He talks about he has all this money. Where's the money at? How come you're not out of prison yet? Like, that's one thing I don't understand, but let's get back to the video of him talking about himself.
For people to come celebrate him. And then for him to get on here and say, I ain't never been nobody. Homie, while you was gone in prison, I was a PTA dad. I was something. I was a present father. A single dad. So, while you was rapping your way into prison.
Which he's doing now. What do you get picked up for? Animal cruelty and assault with a deadly weapon.
I was studying law at Texas Wesleyan University, creating one of the most highly recommended youth organization and youth programs in the state of Texas, which was recommended to all 254 counties throughout the state of Texas, a youth organization that was called Hyped About Hype Youth Outreach. I've been having gold teeth in my mouth for over 20 years. That's something we do in the South because it's a Southern heritage. It goes all the way back to slavery because the free slaves wore gold teeth in their mouth. So our grandmothers have them, my grandfather have them. So that's just something we have down south.
Oh, so what about New York City? A lot of people in New York City get gold teeth back in the day in the 90s. I've had them. So It's not a heritage thing. It's a fucking culture thing. It's just, you know, it's what people do. So it doesn't go back to this guy's lost his fucking mind. But anyway, no, he didn't get arrested for trafficking. He got in trouble last time for something to do with, they thought he was trafficking some Asian women or something like that. But this time, totally different. Culture is not heritage. You got that right.
From Detroit, he don't know that. He sold dope in the black community, but I've never sold dope in the black community. I've never sold dope to a black person.
No, you just have guns around you and influence people to do dumb shit as well as you doing dumb shit. Sir Snitch a Lot. That's his new name.
I've never kicked a black man in the head ever in life. I've never stomped out a black man. Never.
He just did it the other day on video. What's he talking about? He just got into an altercation on video with another black man. So what the fuck is he talking about?
I've never shot a gun at a black man.
Liar. Lying ass dude.
I've never fired a bullet at a black man. Never. Never.
Just mace, right? he just fired mace at another black man. This guy's one of the walking hypocrites, just like all these other guys, these mob rats. And listen, all of you mob rats out there, I know you're watching. You all want to be gangsters now, right? You should have been gangsters when it was time to be a gangster. You don't get to go back. And that's all I got to say about that.
I'm not known for mistreating black girls. I don't have a bunch of black babies spread out
But you are known for doing other things to women.
throughout the black community and black village. I protected my seeds. I'm married to a black woman.
That he admitted to cheating on in the last video he made on his Instagram.
I didn't marry outside the race. I had kids outside the race and married the mother of my children, so I wouldn't have bastard babies.
So he was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon, 2 counts of that, and he was arrested for cruelty to animals. And they don't know exactly where that charge is stemming from, but we're gonna find out.
So what he's comparing himself to, homie, these niggas can't compare to me.
Yeah, he is the bottom of the barrel. You know, there's a barrel. There's the bottom of the barrel. He's lower than that. He's lower than the bottom of the barrel.
My children don't know what it's like not to have their father when they've had a father.
They do now.
I'm going to say it again. My children do not know what it's like not to have their father when they had a father.
But they know now. I'll say it again. They know now what it's like to not have a father when they have a father because he's in jail with a $31,000 bond for assault with a deadly weapon and cruelty to animals.
One of the most horrible things a kid can do is to know their father and not have access to their father.
Do your kids have access to you right now? I don't think so, man.
Because you need him way more when you gotta go without him when you know him. That'll make sense later.
Yeah, it'll make sense later. These guys are crazy. He belongs in the whole category with all them mob rats, all of them.
We're gonna touch on it, but with that being said, we're gonna stop it right there. We're gonna take a little break.
Go subscribe. The link is in the description of this video. These people are out of their minds. Reminds me of Scammy the Bull. Out of his mind. They're like really delusional. I really think so. Here, we'll play a clip of Scammy Gravano.
Here we go. Like watching a movie that's pure fact. If you get the right actors and actresses and the right writers, and you get a real ton of fact,
Raven Hawk, how you doing? Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Free Charleston. Keep him.
There's more interest in.
He was arrested for abusing animals. Fuck that. Keep his ass. He could stay in prison. Fuck that dude. And fuck everything he stands for. I don't give a shit, man. Who don't like it?
The show. So, and I agree with that. So I like the way he writes. There's another guy, Terry Winters, another major writer, great writer.
And asked him to look out for Gerard because
Yeah,
you were
that's
getting
terrible.
indicted.
That's terrible, man. That's terrible. I'm sorry for your loss. It's really, really terrible. I lost my uncle last year around this time, and it was not a good time. So my thoughts and prayers are with you. The streets will handle him eventually. Streets should have handled this guy and Charleston White. They should have handled all of them.
And you didn't want him involved with the life.
Yeah, that part is true. I knew Teddy Atlas myself.
Let's talk about Teddy Atlas and Sammy Gravano. Teddy Atlas had some words to say about Scammy. He said that Sammy was a pussy. He said that Sammy used to pay the other boxers to take it easy on him. Now, why is that? Sammy's a big tough guy, right? Why would he have to pay the other boxers to take it easy on him? Makes no sense. I know why. Because Sammy doesn't know how to fight. Worth a shit. He does not. He would go in there and get his ass kicked. And then Sammy snitches on the biggest mob boss in history, basically. Now he gets out and he wants to play gangster again. Nah, don't work like that, Scammy.
He's a good trainer. He was training other people, but he was a good trainer. And I wanted, my son's a good-natured kid. He's tough with his hands, but I wanted to him.
Your son can't box for shit either.
To have that boxing training. It's a healthy training. And I didn't want him in the mob. So I gave him over to Teddy.
No, you just wanted him selling drugs and you just wanted him to sell ecstasy, right, Scammy? You didn't want him in the mob. You just wanted to sell drugs for you.
Train, help train, and he did. He worked with Teddy Atlas and he trained with him. I think he got along good, but it was more for sport. I don't think my son even wanted to go in the ring. I mean, he went in a couple times, but I don't think he didn't want to fight. He definitely didn't want to kill anybody. He's a good-natured kid. And he went to prison, he did some time. And I know in time he had a couple of fights in there that he really hurt people.
Shut up, Sammy, you fucking liar. Your son was not no boxing phenom. I know girls that can kick yours and his ass. So don't start that shit, man. Don't act like you guys got the hands of fucking steel or some shit. You don't. You guys are losers. All right, here's Teddy Atlas talking about Sammy Gravano. Go subscribe to Patrick Beck David. Fair use.
Sammy's response when I asked him the question of fear. And I'm sure people send it to you, say, hey, Teddy, watch what Sammy said about you.
Teddy Atlas said to me one day, "Are you afraid?" I said, "No." I didn't say I don't have fear. I said, no. Teddy Atlas is an asshole.
What was the first thing that came to your mind when you saw that?
Consistent.
Yeah.
He's the same guy. You know?
Consistent. He's a scummy individual. And he's been one ever since 12/11/1990. Before that.
He's not honest. You know, I think there's a combination of things. I think one of them is that he's not relevant and trying to find a way to become relevant. You know, he's trying to become, get attention, become important again. and maybe use somebody to become important again. I just think that it's the consistent, that he could never. We talked about it earlier that, if you deny something, that's in all of us, which is fear, how can you ever overcome it? If you deny it, if you won't face it, well, isn't that sort of the definition of being cowardly? That you won't face something?
Yeah, he's a rat.
If we don't use such a powerful word as
Not
cowardly,
this guy.
isn't that avoiding?
This is Teddy Atlas. He trained Mike Tyson, a whole bunch of people. Shout out to everybody watching. I hope you guys all have a happy holiday. Gianni, what's going on? So he trained a bunch of people. Now he asked Sammy, do you have fear? While he's training him. And Sammy's like, no, I don't got no fear. He would pay people to not kick his ass.
Something that God doesn't let us avoid. Nature, if people are uncomfortable with hearing me talk about God, all right, I respect that. I call nature. Nature has put fear in all of us so we can be better, so we can overcome things. If we don't understand that we have fear and we say we don't have it, well, like I've always said to fighters, to real fighters, you're either a liar or you need to go to a doctor and find out what the frig is wrong with you, because everyone has it. You have it. Why do we walk across the street and look both ways? We're not cowards.
It's fear. And he's right. Everybody has a speck of fear. Was that Sammy Young? Sammy Young was the one when, I'll show you. I got a picture of that fucking crusty asshole. Here's a picture of him when he was younger. Here's Scammy's best friend. Here's Scammy now with his girlfriend. I don't have a picture of him when he was older, but you'll see him when he comes back on the video. Here's a picture of Scammy arresting his own son.
But we have fear. We have fear because we might get hit by a car. So we look because we don't want to get hit by a car.
Could that be being cautious?
No, it's fear.
You
You could call it caution, but it's an element of fear.
Yeah.
It's an element of being afraid of getting hit by a car. Yeah, use the word caution. It's comfortable. But if we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, it's fear. It's fear that we could get killed. We could get maimed.
I mean,
we could get paralyzed. I'm just saying that I didn't listen to it. I just heard what people told me. So I only have snippets of it. But, it's just consistent with a guy that's never going to be able to be truthful about, because he always looked at it like it was a shortcoming. Like in his world, it would be a shortcoming. Well, guess what? You proved that you had a shortcoming by what you did. So no matter what he says, that old saying, the horse is out of the barn. Somebody should tell him the horse left the barn a long time ago. We already know that he's afraid. Because why did he do what he did? He did it because he was afraid. He was afraid of facing what was coming. I mean, somebody should remind him and say, hey, Sam, listen, I know you don't like to listen too good, but pal, you've been exposed already. You already proved that you're afraid. I won't even use the word a coward. I can use it, but I won't. But you've already proved that. Because if you weren't, you would have faced what was coming.
Exactly. So listen, that's the problem I have with these people. You don't come on here after you cooperate, and then now you're a gangster, right? Now I'm a gangster, this and that. No. When it's time to be a gangster, stand on your shit and be a gangster. Don't fucking cooperate and then come up here. Oh, I'm a gangster. I fucking told on them because of this and that. Nah, it doesn't work like that. You got to own up to the shit you do.
When the fight comes, when the moment comes, fighters fight. They don't find ways out. You're not a fighter. You shouldn't even use that word. You shouldn't even use, you know what you are? You're one of those yuppies that orders Starbucks vanilla lattes on the app. The only difference is you ordering murders instead of lattes. And because you didn't have the guts to do the murders yourself. Although it doesn't take much guts to shoot someone behind the head. That's what you are. Go get the Starbucks app and order some freaking vanilla lattes, okay? But don't bother me. Get the frick out of here. I know what you are. I know what you're not. I know what you're not. So stop the BS. What else you want to talk
about? He pretty much summed it up. Hey, it is what it is. Scammy is a lying piece of garbage.
So he can go with his hands and everything. And I think every man has to know how to protect themselves. So it's just a father trying to protect their son.
Just like when you got him in the drug business, right? Your son did 9 years because of your little drug business. Oh, yeah. There he is. Proud father's moment, huh? What about this one? Oh, you forgot about that. Your wife and your daughter were involved too.
There's nothing special about it. But I definitely didn't want my son into life. You know, if your kid is a gangster growing up, you could see the kid is just a bad kid. So some guys make their son to bring them in to calm them down, actually, because now they got to live by rules. But if your son isn't just a wild Indian, why would I bring him into the mob knowing that he's going to have a target on his back from the FBI, he's going to have to kill or be killed? Why would I want him in the mob? I didn't want him.
Oh, come on, Sammy. Your son didn't have it in him to be in the mob. You know that. Your son didn't have it in him. He couldn't be in the mob. You tried to start your own little rap mafia after you cooperated down in Arizona to sell the not drugs, ecstasy, right? Because you say it's not a drug. You downplay your whole role in all this shit. You are the problem, Scammy, and I won't stop until you're gone. And I put that on everything. If you guys like this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you guys want to help me out with this toy drive, we've got 3 days left. I'm going to cut it off around Friday or Saturday. So if you guys want to help out, hit up the Cash App, hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Stickers, Super Chats, whatever way you can. And I appreciate every single person out there. I hope you guys all have a great holiday with your family, and I'll see you guys later on. I got a good show planned. Stay tuned. And remember, don't be a bitch.